This is a redirect video for Assassination Classroom episode 12, 13, and 14. 3-episode reaction, including the opening as well. I've got to watch at the very end. So click in the description below to go watch my reaction to that, and then come back here to see my full review / theories / ideas / all that good stuff. Yeah, I will see you guys back here when you go watch my reaction, and then you can come back here. So click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay. So oh gosh, what happened? I can't remember what happened in the first. They all kind of blend together when you watch them all like in sequence. Let me pull it up real quick. Totally 100% forgot what happened in episode 12. Let me go ahead and mute that so that way it's not playing. Oh, baseball game. That's right. Okay. So baseball game was cool because it was in a way like altering the way they do like the training for assassins and stuff like that. Like they use their assassin techniques in a baseball game, basically, to effectively win. So they're using their techniques and stuff like that they would have used on Core Sensei, but instead they used it in baseball game to win. So I thought that was a cool kind of concept and everything. And we saw the return of the principal guy who came in to coach the top tier baseball team or whatever. It was pretty interesting to see him and Sensei kind of go at it again. And then ultimately, Sensei's, Assassination Classroom, that we know, the 3E, whatever class, was victorious. My favorite moment, my favorite all-time moment in that episode was when Karma and Nagasa walked up to the batter and just stood right there, right in front of the guy, and he was like so nervous to like swing and like kill him basically that like it kind of got in his mind so much that he couldn't effectively do it. I think it made him 10 times worse for him because the principal got in his head so much, right? Like the principal kept like hyping up the moment and trying to get him into like a like killing mood kind of thing, just like the whack that thing like really hard kind of thing, or like win basically. And then they do that to kind of throw him off way like so much so. And then when he like swung the first time, he wasn't doing to kill him, so that's basically why he failed that thing, because I think he was going too slow, and that was how Karma and Nagasa kind of like just kind of dodged out of the way right when the bat was coming to him, and I think they got a little bit closer as well. But yeah, that whole plan with Core Sensei getting Karma to talk about the rules and everything ahead of time, and then go into it kind of thing. That was very clever. I loved how like everyone bunted, and then the baseball guy, he was the one who just went like all in and like, hit it basically. I'm not sure if he was the only one. I think he was the only one that did it. Everyone else kind of did the bunt technique because Koro Sensei had them training under his speed. So like Koro Sensei was throwing the ball at everybody, and they had to bunt it to like to avoid getting hit kind of thing. He also Koro Sensei also made sure to mimic the top tier classmate of the other team to like 1-to-1 exactly know how to throw it kind of thing at everybody. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I did hope that more people had the what's the term? Had not the wit. It's not the wit. It wouldn't be the wit. I don't know. I hoped more of the students went like full on tried to hit the ball and everything to like use their techniques like that. because like I was saying, that our hand-eye coordination is like super on par because of with coordinates and everything, tracking him basically. So you would think a fastball coming right at him would be like slow compared to what Core Sensei is can go as fast as he can. So tracking a ball coming in and then like hitting it kind of thing would be really easy for them to do. Um, so I was hoping for more of that really, but it's fun with the whole bunting and everything. So yeah, that was a really cool episode. I really liked that one a lot. And then God, episode 13. That was hard. um, that was the episode with the one teacher, the new teacher who came in, the big guy who came in. All well, when he first showed up, he was all about like giving him treats, being a family, all this stuff. That they really stretched the whole family thing very hard in that episode. And that was strange to begin with. Um, I don't know, like the whole thing about them calling him dad, and then like later on calling the Karasuma, the mystery defense guy, the PE teacher, basically. At the very end, calling him the class dad. I loved how uh, when Jelovic, or Jelovich, or Irina, I can't remember how to pronounce her first name, but her when she said, "Does that make me the class mom?" And then I think the other kid next to her was talking about something. I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but basically, I think it was basically a rounding no kind of thing. Not really. I would consider her like I said in my reaction too, but I would probably consider her the class like aunt or something like that, like um the wacky kind of aunt or whatever. But yeah, that was a rough episode because like he was literally like no hold bards. Like he was just like punching kids like like left and right. That was really hard. Yeah, I full on thought like at some point, Kota Sensei would step up and defend the kids because his job is is keep the kids safe kind of thing, or maybe it's not to hurt the kids. I can't remember what. I know it's not to hurt kids, but like I think it's like he's supposed to defend the kids. So if like a teacher, for example, was starting to do stuff like that, one teacher was doing, I would assume that would fall under defend the kids and help the kids uh, out kind of thing. Um, I don't know, but that was really cool to see Kota Sensei kind of go all mad like he did. Um, but yeah, freaking Nagasai just walking up to him. That was so cool. um, I loved how he used that same kind of thing uh, with Karasuma. When he was sneaking up behind him, and like that snake kind of coil thing came up behind him. I think it was Python or whatever. But it scared him so much that he like knocked him down or like punched him away kind of thing to like defend himself. Accidentally because he thought it was like a true like he was gonna die. And then Nagasa used it on the new teacher, and it just threw him off so much that he's gonna do anything about it. Um, and with a real nice to begin with. Also, I love that little bit at the very end where he's like he's all like talking to his ear or whatever, and then he like does like a stone face. He's like, "Am I supposed to use the back end of this knife?" like, like he just didn't even think about using like the back end or the front end of the knife, whatever. It's just like the way he used it is like the main point of like the whole thing. Um, yeah, that was a pretty rough episode to watch, but it turned out very awesome. Even the principal showed up again. The principal showed up for a third time to come in, and I guess not third time. I guess he showed up more often. But anyways, the principal showed up again, um, and basically told him off and kicked him out of the school. So as we know now, the principal is against hands-on approach. So that's good. That's good. 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 We don't want teachers doing that at all. So yeah. Um, then episode 14. That was a pretty cool episode. I liked it a lot. It kind of seemed like um, at first it's sort of just like a a little episode to kind of a lull episode, maybe is that maybe how you go about talk about? I don't know. It seemed like it was gonna be just like a normal episode with not much going on, kind of thing. But then towards like the middle of it, you kind of realize something big's going on, and that's when we saw Ichina and his caretaker, master person, whatever, show up to attempt again for Koro Sensei. It's so strange. I still find it so strange that they are part of the class, but every time they show up, they attempt to assassinate Koro Sensei. But every time they fail or lose, they leave, and then we never see them for like a couple episodes. That's so strange. They should definitely still be a part of the class and everything. Um, I think, and in a weird way, I think it's like they're like, I don't know. It just seems like they're going against the rules or something like that. Like, um, every time they fail, they like run away or like they prepare and their like thing. I don't know. Um, in the long run, though, I definitely do. Uh, I am rooting more so for Core Sensei. Like that's like I still have my theory that he's not. His intent is not to destroy the world. He's just doing this just to prove a point or like teach kind of thing. Um, and the only way to teach properly was to show a sign of force to the government, so that way they will allow him to teach, kind of thing. That's my whole theory that I had in the beginning. I think of it as the beginning, maybe a second episode, or second reaction. I had that theory. I don't remember what I had to begin with, but yeah, that episode was pretty cool. Episode 14, the whole pool party thing. It's really funny how we learned that Koro Sensei like is afraid of water, and then we learn later that his mucus is the stuff that protects him from the water. But if he has no mucus, then he kind of absorbs it, and he becomes slower. Um, so just more stuff to add to like the checklist of things that that he's afraid of, and tactics on killing him. Um, Also the pollen stuff as well. That stuff was really put a number on him as well too as well. Um, it was a good try, I guess, by Ichina and his master caretaker person, but ultimately it failed. So we'll have to wait and see if that information comes back later. I would assume so. I would assume that information is, Nagasa writing it down kind of thing would come into play later. I wonder if at the very end of the episode, or at the very end of the season, or the show, whatever, if they are successfully going to kill Koro Sensei, or is it going to be like a open-ended thing? Is my theory going to be correct, and he's not going to be destroying the planet? Something, I don't know. I just feel like all these kind of things that Nagasa has been writing down are all going to come to play later, and the final like attempt on Koro Sensei life is going to have everything that he's writing down all put into one plan. Like put nasal spray somewhere, or not spray, pollen, something like that, so his nasal stuff starts going down. Put water down. Somebody, that's Koro Sensei's type, like a girl, whatever. Oh gosh, what is the other ones? There's so much. There's so much like notes about Koro Sensei, but there's everything that has ever been written down, all coming together in one like masterpiece plan to like attack Koro Sensei. I think that's what it's gonna have to take. It's just to take everything into account, and if they don't, because like the thing is, like right now, every attempt on him is like a one chance, right? And it's trying to see like what he can do and what he can't do, or what he's afraid of, that kind of thing. But the thing is, like he's focusing on that one thing. But if you at the very end, if you take all the things into account all at once, he can only focus on a couple of things at once, and then from there he's gonna get like all flustered and everything, which will throw him off balance. which will be good time to attack him or whatever. But again, I hope my theory is correct, and I hope he doesn't actually legitimately want to destroy the planet. And I'm wondering where it goes from there, or whatever. I can't remember how many episodes there are of Assassination Classroom. I think there is. I have it written down as 47 episodes, and we're 14 episodes in. So I don't know how many seasons there are. I know we're nearing the end of season one. Season one has 22 episodes. So maybe 2 seasons. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed these episodes. These 3 episodes are really cool. Like I said, episode 13 was kind of rough and everything, but it had a great ending. Episode 14 did as well. I liked how the students kind of came together to not kill Koro Sensei, but in a way attack Ichina to the point where he gave up, kind of thing. I don't know. Ichina's whole thing is so strange to me. Like it's still like I was saying before, how like he's part of the class, but in a way he's never there. So it's very strange, and I still think it's like a loophole, kind of like breaking the rules, kind of stuff, that he's not in class. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I can't wait for more. Next episodes, like I said before, next week it's gonna be 3 episodes. And it looks like the end and the beginning of the next arc. I might talk to David to see if I can add another episode to next week, so it's 4 episodes. So it's not just 1 episode. So because like basically, from what he has here, it says 15 and 16 are the end of the arc, and they go well together. But to make it not a 2-episode reaction, he added a 3rd episode to it, so episode 17, which is the start of the next arc. So I might see if it's okay to add episode 18 to that, so it's a 4-episode reaction. So that way it's 2 episodes at the end of the arc and 2 episodes at the beginning of the arc, and that way the finale will be just a 4-episode reaction kind of thing, plus the opening. So I'll talk with David and see if anything works out there. All in all, it's going to be 3 episodes, and if everything goes well, or not, that's not right. If David allows it, if the High Elder David allows it, we will add episode 18 to that as well. Like I said, it might not work out because I'm not sure what episode 18 is. So it's up to him to see if that will go well with 17. Yeah. So yeah, that's all next week. This redirect is kind of lacking, I guess, because I don't really have anything big to say. I'm trying to think if any of my theories are starting to come true. I mean, I guess not in hindsight. None of my theories are like solid yet. They're all still speculation. I don't know. I mean, did I talk about the theory last time we saw Ichina? I'm wondering if I had the theory about Ichina and Koro Sensei. So okay, I don't think if I did talk about this theory before, I apologize. But I had a theory about Ichina, and the kind of flashbacks we've seen of Koro Sensei and that one girl who was like dying or whatever. I'm wondering if Ichina caused the destruction, and Koro Sensei was there to pick up the pieces in a way. Maybe. I don't know. That's one of those kind of weird theories that I came up with it, but at the same time, it can go either way. I don't know. In a way, I don't want to go back and watch that scene, because if I feel like if I analyze a scene, it'll become spoiler in a way. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still wondering about that flashback scene. I mean, I think I have like 3 theories about that. Basically, I have the Ichina theory about like Ichina caused that, and then my main theory was with Koro Sensei and the government. The government, like, dropping a bomb on Koro Sensei, but the teacher was there, or the girl, whatever, was there. I think it was a teacher. The girl was there, and she got caught in the blast, and Koro Sensei kind of couldn't save her because the government was attacking him. And then I had a third theory about that scene being like how Koro Sensei became a squid like character. That was like an experiment gone wrong kind of thing, or gone right in some instances. And then from that disaster, the government made Ichina to kind of combat Koro Sensei. That's my third theory. So a lot of theories about that thing, because that flashback was really interesting, and I'm still wondering about that. But yeah, I think that's it for this redirect video. I can't think of anything else to talk about really. If there, like I said, at the on all my redirect videos, I always say this too as well. But if there is anything I missed, or if you want my perspective on anything that I missed in these episodes, leave a comment down below. And I'll be talking with you guys down there. Please no spoilers. David will be watching comments and everything, and he will be deleting spoilers in the comments. So if you have a spoiler in your comment, I will not be reading it, and it'll be deleted. So if you want me to read your comment and respond to your comment and all that stuff, no spoilers, no hints, no nothing about the future stuff. Just talk about what happened in these episodes, or episodes we've ever seen. And nothing else in the future. No, nothing past 14. Nothing past it. Nothing. Not even a hint. Nothing. That would be considered spoiler. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for some more Assassination Classroom. Like I said, 3 episodes, but there might be a 4th if I talk with High Elder David and he approves of it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you then. Take care, everybody.